It's James Carter TV here to recap the Tennessee Titans loss to the Oakland Raiders. Yet another home loss for the Tennessee Titans. And as a Tennessee Titans fan, I'm just getting used to it. I mean, this is now 11 straight losses at Nissan Stadium, formerly LP Field. It's just, I mean, we're demoralized, we're beaten, we're defeated. And, there are so many things wrong with this football team. First of all, do you notice that our wide receivers, I mean, you already noticed that they're bad, but our wide receivers, every time they even make a catch, they're contested. Our wide receivers are never wide open because they can't get wide open because they can't run freaking routes. They don't have speed. The ones that do have speed can't run routes. They don't know what route they're running. They don't know how to use technique. They're horrible. They're absolutely dreadful and horrible. I didn't see any wide receivers with wide open coverage. The tight ends get open occasionally. Delaney Walker does a good job at that. And Fasano can get open once in a while. Craig Stevens can get open once in a while. The wide receivers, they can't get open. And every time they're trying to make a contested catch, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, and they're always looking for a flag. Where's the flag? Oh my God, red flag. Come on, throw the flag. Why don't you create separation? That way there's no need for a flag because you got separated, because Mariota threw the ball accurately, because you got open, because you got it and good. Why can't you just get open? But no, we always have to be looking for a flag because, we can't get open, we can't get separation, we can't get good chemistry offensively. It's absolutely horrible. And you look at Marcus Mariota's performance today: 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Both interceptions were on his dumb wide receivers. And yes, they're dumb because they continue to make bad plays. They continue to run the wrong routes. They continue to fall down. They continue to do this. They continue to do that at the worst possible moments. It's absolutely ridiculous, and I'm so sick of watching it. It's absolutely horrible. And you talk about it during the offseason, possibly Chip Kelly coming in here, and he loves to get rid of a team's wide receivers and bring in his own guys. I'm saying, who cares? Because I don't care who this guy gets rid of. This guy could get rid of 10 out of the 11 starters on offense. Actually, 9. 9 of the 11 starters on offense, and I couldn't care less because they're all bad. I mean, Taylor Lewan can play okay, and the 2 exceptions I'm talking about is Marcus Mariota and Delaney Walker. Everyone else, if he got rid of, I wouldn't care. I mean, Chance Warmack's okay, but he's expectable. We can get rid of him. I mean, honestly, there's so many phases of this offense that need to be replaced, that need to be tinkered, that need to be changed. And let's look at the Oakland Raiders for a bit. So, Oakland, they played well, but it seems like they won the game mainly because the Titans sucked, not because Oakland's good. Oakland was down late. They had to go to a late drive to win the game. That's not something you want to see. You want to see them just winning throughout this game. You're facing a bad football team. As of this moment, the worst football team in the NFL. You should have had no problem beating this football team. And when you're talking about an Oakland team that is tinkering near 500, and yet they had issues here. So when you think about playoffs, I'm saying forget playoffs. That's not happening. Not today. Not this year. I say forget it. Next year, let's have a conversation. The year after that, definitely. But this year, no, forget it. I don't think so. And, I mean, what else? Antonio Andrews, he didn't play very well. I mean, absolutely horrible, I guess you could say, because the running game was non-existent. Dorial Green-Beckham is a knucklehead, as Charles Barkley would say. There's a lot of issues on this football team. They're poorly coached. I mean, it's so bad. There's a lot of work to do during the offseason. Can we get there quick enough? All right, so quickly, I'll give you my takeaways from the Thanksgiving games. And then in my next recap, I will recap the early games and the late games. So stick around for my Steelers and Seahawks video as soon as that game concludes. And by the way, I'm picking the Steelers to go to Seattle and get the victory. I had this before the game. I tweeted this out. So anyway, the Thanksgiving game takeaways. The Lions walloped the Philadelphia Eagles. Chip Kelly's gone. He's done. He's finished. And I know Eagle fans think the season's not over. It's over. Your team doesn't care. The Eagles are way too talented to give up 45 points 2 consecutive weeks. You're talking about a defense that has Byron Maxwell, who is not doing anything. You have D'Amico Ryans. You had Jordan Hicks. Nolan Carroll, but he got injured during the game. Fletcher Cox, Vinny Curry, Benny Logan, Connor Barwin, Brandon Graham, Malcolm Jenkins. You guys got to play better than that. You guys have way too much talent to be giving up 45 points a week. And that's absolutely absurd, preposterous, and ridiculous. The Lions are playing better. And now I think Jim Caldwell might keep his job. Matt Stafford had, 4 or 5 touchdown passes this game? Jim Caldwell, if you go 6-10, I think you might keep your job. So that's something to look out for. All right, next we have the Carolina Panthers. They beat the Dallas Cowboys, and they beat them bad. And I thought the Cowboys might upset here. But the Panthers continue to roll. Now, I think they'll lose the game because, even though this is looking less and less likely because the Falcons, and I'll get into them in the next video, they're looking wow, and the Saints are looking wow, so more and more, it is looking like the Panthers might remain undefeated. Let me pull up their schedule really quick, if you might allow. Let's really look at this thing and dissect and analyze this thing. Because with me, whenever someone wants to talk about undefeated seasons, my initial thought, okay, forget it. Like I want to brush it off. I want to disregard it. I want to say no. But I will commit, because it doesn't happen, because it's only happened once. It's 16-0. I know other people have been undefeated with 14-0, but 16-0 has only happened once. All right, so at the Saints versus the Falcons, at the Giants, at the Falcons, and versus the Buccaneers, I still think it's more likely than not that they lose the game here. I put it at 70% because I think there's, let me break it down for you mathematically, probability. I think there's a 70% chance they win at New Orleans. Maybe more like 65. All right, versus the Falcons, I think that's 70, 75. At the Giants, 60. At the Falcons, 60. And versus the Bucs, I give it 70. So you're favored in every game. But when all of those start to combine, and you talk about 40% chance, 40%, 30%, 30%, 40%, those start to add up, and it's more likely than not that one of these will be a loss. That's my mathematical probability. But hey, maybe you'll do it. But each one of these games, I don't think any of these games is 100% win. I don't think any of them are. So we'll continue to see how this develops over the upcoming weeks. And then the last Thanksgiving game, we had the Bears. They went to Green Bay, they won, and I've been telling you since the beginning of the season, no, since the preseason, since before the preseason, when it came to the Chicago Bears, go back, watch my season preview for the Chicago Bears. Their coaching staff is way too good. When you have John Fox, Adam Gase, and Vic Fangio, you're not going to be one of the worst teams in the league. You're going to be near 500 at least. They're too good. They're going to get their best out of their players. They're going to draft well. They've drafted well. And their first-round draft pick isn't even playing. I mean, once he gets back into the mold and into the mix, man, what are the Bears going to do? And I don't think he's going to play this season. I need to look at more injury reports and all of that. But the Bears, they're going to continue to scrap their way to 7, 8, 9 wins. You need to get on the bandwagon. It's been rolling for a while. But you can jump on it now. And next week, I think they host the... I can't remember who they host, but I think it's a victory. I can't remember who it is, but I think it's a victory. And the Packers, this is my Super Bowl pick, guys. And they're not playing well. I picked them preseason. I stuck with them midseason. And now, less and less, it's looking likely. Now, they may still do it. I need to see more progress offensively. It's not clicking for this Green Bay Packers offense at all. And with that said, thus ends this video. Thank you for watching. What are your takeaways? Comment down below. And until next time, James Carter TV, I'm out. Peace.